InnerSpace.
Welcome back, everybody. Over the years, there have been many attempts to make Shakespeare modern, but the theater department at Toronto's York University has taken the Bard's fantastical fairyland comedy, A Midsummer Night's Dream, to a radically new level of modernization.
That's right. They've teamed up with York's digital media program to combine state-of-the-art visual technology with good old-fashioned actors performing on a stage. The result? A Midsummer Night's Dream that's more dreamlike than ever.
Come there, gentle...
We actually had this idea for using motion capture in live theater. Obviously, everybody knows about Gollum and the Planet of the Apes using motion capture to create digital effects on screen for movies. But we wanted to try and use it live on stage for creating magic in A Midsummer Night's Dream by William Shakespeare.
Flower of this purple dye, hit with Cupid's archery, sink in apple of his eye.
Shakespeare has basically all of the elements of a fantasy film. He's got magic, he's got fairies casting love potions, and people's heads getting turned into that of a donkey. So he basically sets up all the magic that you as a director have to create somehow on stage.
Using motion capture technology in a movie is common practice nowadays. Using it in a real-time theatrical setting is pretty much unprecedented and not easy to pull off.
It's really tricky. It's the kind of thing that normally is done in a studio under very, very controlled conditions.
There's bits and pieces of this stuff that's been used in other people's performances, and the technology sort of exists, but bringing it together in this configuration is something that's never been done before.
We have projectors projecting things onto screens and onto sort of transparencies in front of the actors, which are live and interactive with the actors' motions.
These harnesses are wired with cabling and tethers, which are part of the fairy characters' outfits, and this cable and wiring aesthetic is what we took into when making the interactive props that they use. These wands are what they use to express their magic and manipulate the world around them, and they do that quite literally on stage by pressing the button on the wands that are built in. So click, fire, effect happens.
And with the juice of this, I'll streak her eyes and make her full of hateful fantasies.
It's so new and unbelievable. It's like being in a video game. We have very specific blocking so that the projections can work and the effects can work. It's really about working together with the digital media team and figuring out how best I can help also with the effects and make them look real.
The bouncing Amazon, your busking mistress and your warrior love. To Theseus must be ready.
I'm playing Bottom in A Midsummer Night's Dream, and this is my costume at the beginning. And you're going to have a little bit of a spoiler alert here in a moment, because Bottom's character is a bit asinine. He's a bit of an ass. So there is a certain point in the play at which he becomes an ass. What they've really creatively designed here is a camera that I will be wearing on my head. So in effect, you will actually see this floating head of a donkey right in front of me as I cross the stage back and forth. And it will have all my expressions. It will look where I'm looking. Its mouth will move and my mouth moves, and it'll all happen in real time.
Why did they run away? This is a knavery of them to make me a fear.
We've all seen Shakespeare. It's the kind of thing that is part of our culture, but to take something that's really exciting and new in our culture today, things that are being used for Lord of the Rings, for Harry Potter, for X-Men, and bringing them into a similar fantasy world, which has been around for 400 years, is a real inspiration, I think, especially to the young people working on this production.
Hang off, thou cat! Thou bird-bodied thing! Let loose, or I will shake thee from me like a serpent!
This is really cool. I have never seen A Midsummer Night's Dream, but I am very aware of it because my parents, if I'm not mistaken, actually met while doing a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream, either in Cornwall, Ontario, where they grew up, or at the National Arts Centre in Ottawa, where I grew up.
Sweet.
So I'm aware of it.
Well, it's amazing to think about how long ago this play was written, and Shakespeare's work continues to be reimagined on stage and in films. But this is a really unique take, and it just is a reminder. I mean, I don't know how William Shakespeare would necessarily feel about this, if he would think it was the coolest thing ever, or if he'd be turning over in his grave.
If he's got that kind of imagination to come up with all of these ideas, and if it was actually one guy and not the,
Millions,
conspiracy theory of all the writers, whatever, I think he would love it, because it just shows you how far human imagination has evolved, what we're capable of doing with, application and technology.
Well, and it's a great idea, too, because I think that the theater, like other industries, has struggled over the years as more and more people are, spending
Going
time
to
at
movies,
home and going to
watching
movies, playing games. So to combine sort of new technology with this sort of older format is a brilliant idea.
Brilliant.